Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 16th. We are going to jump right in here and see what comes up for you at this time. I'm going to pull this extra card. I feel like it kind of wanted to come out there, so we will take it. Why not? And this looks pretty good right off the bat, Aquarius. Lovers, Wheel of Fortune, Page of Pentacles. I definitely like where this is going for you here, but let's see what we get for you. You start off with this Smoke and Mirrors card here, and you also have this Great Big Love card as well. For some of you, obviously, love could be hidden, or you could feel like the love that you desire is hidden, kind of like from you at this time. But I really feel that for, number one, right off the bat, I do feel like some of you could be receiving an apology from a person. I'm not saying, in love or any, I feel like it could just be, an apology from a person at work or something like that. I almost get this energy of like burying the hatchet, so to speak here. So if you've had any like conflicts over the past few weeks, it could be any type of conflict. I do feel there could be like an apology coming in for you here. I feel like it makes you feel good, so that's why I'm mentioning it. For some of you, I feel this could say that love is a little bit hidden from you, or it's like you're just not sure how to find the love that you desire. And I feel like you're maybe having a hard time trusting yourself because of this Smoke and Mirrors energy. The Smoke and Mirrors is like, I feel for you here, Aquarius. It's kind of like you're saying, it's like, how do you trust a person's, what they're saying, right? Like, I feel like you're trying to figure out, like, how can I trust, someone wants to be in a relationship forever? How can I be sure that they're not going to leave and things like that? I don't really feel there's, like, a good answer to this because, again, we can't control other people. I feel like that's one of the major problems with the relationships is that, a lot of us, whether we admit it or not, it's like we get into a relationship and what's the first thing we do? We try to do things to make sure that the other person doesn't leave. But by doing that, then we're creating the energy of someone who's going to leave. So it's a mind effort, right, Aquarius? And I definitely get that here. But I feel for some of you, it's like kind of like saying, in a lot of ways, something that I feel is kind of like healing is maybe in the past you would leave relationships or maybe other people would leave you, take it how it resonates because it's like they're living too much in the future. They're, maybe you left relationships because you're like, this person might leave me. But it's like there was no evidence of that in the first place. So I feel like for some of you, it's almost like you're getting a little bit more uncomfortable, a little bit more comfortable with the unknown here and that's like the message that I'm getting here for you, Aquarius. The funny thing is that I feel like this could be in any area of your life as well. I don't think this just has to be love. This could be in business as well. It's like if you have a business or a career, I feel you've been feeling kind of like more, not as secure as you would like to. But you have the Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, the Page of Pentacles. The easiest way to, number one, overcome a fear is to learn about it. As I always say, like the easiest way to overcome a fear is education, just learning about whatever it is you're afraid of. Typically, we find out that whatever we are afraid of isn't as scary as it seems, right? And if we have the education, we learn about what we're afraid of, then we might learn how to overcome the obstacle or the challenge or whatever it is, right? So I feel like education is going to be that, kind of just like a very good thing for you. Not only that, but the education kind of can make you stronger as well. So it's like if you're afraid that people are going to leave you, it's like you could be educating yourself on how to maintain a relationship, how to keep the romance alive, as I've been saying for months, or doing those other things. And that's kind of like where I feel like you're at. You have the Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Page of Pentacles. I do feel this is like a significant change with that Wheel of Fortune here, but it's more kind of like in your, I feel like how you just kind of like what you're willing to accept in your life is what I'm getting here from this reading. Because you have this 8 of Cups to the 5 of Cups here. It's popping into my head as positive, not negative. And you have this happiness card at the top, which would make a lot of sense here, Aquarius. Again, I read intuitively, so it doesn't matter if there's negative cards or positive cards or whatever. I read whatever I get. And I feel for a lot of you that this is saying, lovers can just be love, but it can be a crossroads as well. It can say that you're picking a new path here, Aquarius. I feel like this new path, this new journey that I feel like you've already been on this journey, is one towards happiness, but it's also kind of like, I feel like you're in the past, you maybe weren't 100% happy, or you've been in unhappy situations. And I feel like you're just kind of learning how to kind of step into these more, happier situations, or you're learning how to create your own happiness as well. So I do feel like that's going to be very powerful for you, and it's going to be like a very positive change. In your next row here, you have the turtle spirit. It says slow and steady wins the race here. So I do feel that for some of you, you just need to realize that you're making progress. I do feel like it's a good idea to kind of sometimes look into the past. We're not living in the past, but I feel like if you're feeling bummed out or something, I feel sometimes it's like good to look back and say like, well, I mean, yeah, maybe I'm bummed out right now, but I'm in a much better position than I was 10 years ago or 5 years ago or whatever. So I feel like for some of you, this is talking about gaining perspective. Like if you're having bad days or weird days, we're in a weird time, not gonna lie, Aquarius. I talk about this all the time. Until 2025, we're kind of in this weird limbo, purgatory type of state. And I feel like that's how it feels, kind of like purgatory, right? Where it's like we're not moving forwards, we're not moving backwards. It kind of seems like we're in hell. We're not really sure if we are, not sure what's going on, right? And so I feel like a lot of people are kind of feeling those feelings. But I feel like maybe perspective could be very beneficial, where it's like if we look back in the past and we say, my life is a lot better than it was, things aren't perfect, but things are better, then, gaining that perspective, I feel could be very helpful. The other thing that I think would be helpful for you at this time, Aquarius, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, just realizing that it is going to take more effort is very beneficial. And I'm going to tell you why. But this whole row here, you have the Eight of Cups. I'll just tell you. You have the Eight of Cups, King of Cups, Four of Cups. I feel like this is talking about effort that it is going to require to get things, right? It's like if you want money, I feel like it's just going to take a little bit more effort than you're used to. If you want to grow your business, your job, grow in your career, improve your health, anything, this row to me is saying it might require a little bit more effort than you're used to. And I feel like this is true, for the collective, not just you. And again, I feel like it's this kind of like energy, where this purgatory energy, where it's like we're not really kind of through the storm yet, right? And I feel that this is more saying that it's going to require a little bit more effort. But number one, as long as you tell yourself that, then I feel like that immediately kind of makes things a little bit better. But as I've been saying to other signs as well, it's like you have to realize that, things maybe require this more effort to be successful. But the competition isn't putting in the extra effort because it takes extra effort, right? For the most part, people are lazy, right? So take advantage of it. And I feel like that's what this whole row is saying. You have the Eight of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Four of Cups here. Some of you could be walking away from just things that no longer serve you with the Eight of Cups. I feel like, again, this is true for pretty much most people. The Eight of Cups is kind of reminding me of devil energy. Whenever we go through these kind of transition times, I feel like we could be, we probably could be shedding a lot of things. We could be removing a lot of things from our lives. The King of Cups, again, makes perfect sense. He is sitting in choppy waters here, but he is perfectly fine. To me, the King of Cups can represent emotional control. It doesn't really matter what's going on around him. He is maintaining his positive emotional state. And the Four of Cups, again, wanting things to be better, but, things are not necessarily better here with this energy. So I feel like for some of you, that's what you could be needing. The other thing is it's like the Four of Cups can be a card of thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. It's funny because what's popping into my head is something I heard a long time ago, Aquarius, and I don't remember what the saying exactly is about the grass being greener on the other side, but the point of this is that sometimes you could be sitting somewhere, you could be sitting in a field of bullshit, basically, Aquarius, thinking that the grass is going to be greener on the other side. But what you don't realize is that, guess what? Bullshit grows greener grass, right? So I feel like you need to realize, again, makes perfect sense with the purgatory thing. You could be sitting in a mess, but it's exactly the thing that is going to create the greener grass in the first place. Boom. How's that for a little wisdom for you, Aquarius? But I feel like things are going to be improving exactly where you are right now. Sometimes I think, again, there's like a million, kind of stories, sayings, parables, pretty much everything about, how you are exactly where you need to be, and probably where you are, is where you are going to find your gold, right? So I feel like for some of you, it's like you are exactly where you need to be at this time. I feel like just I think this purgatory energy that we're in is really good for like tweaking things as well. Even though you have these cards of moving on and being at a crossroads with the lovers and things like that, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to completely leave what you're doing. It's like maybe you have a job, but you're not 100% happy. It's like you could maybe tweak some things or figure some things out to make your job more enjoyable. It doesn't. So again, it's like you don't have to 100% leave what you're doing here. Again, take it how it resonates, right? For others, I do feel like you're kind of like it's almost like you're thinking about love, but also walking away from love at the same time here. You end with the Nine of Cups. We're going to clarify this whole reading, and I'm sure we'll get more details, but it does look like there is a change going on in your love life. For some of you, could just be choosing to be single for the time being. That doesn't mean you're going to be doing this forever. Although, I will say, you have these two dolphins on here, on this card that says happiness. So clearly, you're walking towards happiness. I also feel like what's standing out to me is these dolphins are like parallel to each other. So some of you could be attracting a person into your life where it's like you're on the same path, so to speak, right? It's like you're kind of like paralleling each other's energy. You have the Five of Cups, the Four of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. Definitely could be a wish coming in for you here. I feel like you're turning around and seeing those two cups behind you. As I always say with the Five of Cups, you don't just get the two cups. You get the bridge that leads to the castle. You get something much, much better than you realized. I do feel like for some of you, I would be careful of like having any pity parties or anything like that. I'm a big fan. I'm a Pisces, trust me. Like I'm a big fan of having pity parties, right? So I'm not calling you out here, Aquarius, but I would say, have your pity party but put a limit on it. If things are disappointing you at this time, if things aren't working out, Eight of Cups says do not get sucked down into an emotional whirlpool. The King of Cups is about emotional, controlling your emotions, basically. Let's just put it that way. And so I feel like I'm getting the pity parties here on the Five of Cups. Trust me, I totally agree. There's like a million reasons to have pity parties right now, but I do feel it's like saying, try to put a time limit on the pity parties that you have. And again, that's something that I did in my own life. And it's something that helped me a lot, is like saying, okay, you can be pissed off about this for, like an hour and go do what you got to do. Go scream in the car, go scream into your pillow, punch a tree. I don't care. Do something, right? But I would put a time limit on it here with the Five of Cups. And then it's time to start moving forward. The Four of Swords, I feel like you're healing. Nine of Cups is like some sort of wish coming in for you or wish fulfillment. I also feel like it's saying you're kind of doing some healing on your own. Nine of Cups, not really a card of healing, but I kind of feel like it is. So for you is what I would say. But let's see where this is going here, Aquarius. For you, we're just going to clarify this, and let's see here. Between the Lovers and the Eight of Cups, you have the Sun. Damn, the Ace of Diamonds in the Lenormand. The Sun is a really good card, just a card of happiness, good things coming in for you, and it can also be a card of good news as well. Between the Wheel of Fortune and the King of Cups here, you have the ship. This is like a boat on the ocean. This is the Ten of Spades. It just represents going from one thing to another. So very good energy. I'm getting this like very reciprocal energy here is what I would say. Mostly right here. So I feel like you're entering into better situations, like pretty much anything, work, business, love, friendships. It's like the ship is a card of commerce. It's a card of sending something out and then, receiving something back. But it could be good for energy. I never read that card that way, but it's how it's popping into my head. So, obviously that's how I'm going to read it. And you have the Scythe, cutting something out. Didn't we talk about cutting something out here or walking away from things? You have the Jack of Diamonds, which you could read as the Page of Pentacles, by the way. But, in the Lenormand, the Scythe can represent cutting things out. It's also a card of a harvest as well. So I feel like you're kind of experiencing a harvest. I almost feel this energy here in this first Lenormand row. It's like maybe you have certain things that you feel like are obligations in your life, but I feel like you're realizing they don't need to be. It's like they don't need to be obligations. There's no reason to be. I literally feel like saying there's no reason to be obligated to something that's toxic. Those are the words that are popping into my head. It could be people in your life. It could be situations that you feel bound to. But I feel like those are the things that you're cutting out. Between the Eight of Cups and the Five of Cups, you have the Fox. The Fox is a card of trickiness, and you have that Smoke and Mirrors card. Pretty much everybody at this time has had these cards of trickiness. I just think it's a sign of the times, basically. And I think, again, until 2025, the end of 2025, I just wouldn't take things at face value. I would make sure to do your research. I would get second opinions on things that are going to cost a lot of money. So if someone tells you, oh, we have to fix your house, it's going to cost a lot of money, get a second opinion. Other than that, the Fox is a good card of attention, so there could be positive attention, and definitely with the Sun as well. Next, you have the Crossing here. This is the Six of Clubs, and the Six of Clubs is a good card of moving forward. I do feel like you're making a lot of progress with the Six of Clubs here. This card is typically called the Road, but in this deck they call it the Crossing, and I feel like you're just kind of clearly moving on to something bigger and better. And you have the Rider. A lot of movement in your reading here is what I'm going to say. Some of you could literally be moving. For others, it's just saying you're making moves in your life in general. Again, I feel like you need to realize that it's funny because your whole entire reading screams purgatory to me. Look, on this road card, it's like this burnt land, and then there's beautiful land ahead of it here on this card. It's like the perfect representation of what the card represents. It's like, you're in this place that isn't as nice as you want. And look, the grass is literally greener on the other side there, Aquarius. So, like I said, you might be sitting in bull right now, but it's about to get a lot better. And maybe not right away. And again, like I said, I think that things are going to take a little bit more effort, but I'm here to encourage you to put in that effort, right? And you have the Nine of Hearts here with the Nine of Cups, basically repeating cards here. The Rider, this is the Rider, and it can represent Knight in Shining Armor. So if you're looking for love, I definitely feel there's a person who either, for some of you, I feel like you already know this person who's your Knight in Shining Armor here. Could be an Earth sign, could be a Gemini, could be a water sign, could be any sign, really. It's just a general reading. But I do feel like you already could know this person for some of you. It's like a Knight in Shining Armor. You would already see this person as your Knight in Shining Armor. If you don't have a person like that, I feel like this could be a new person who's coming in for you. And if you're not looking for love, it's just a card of wishes. Top row outcome, you have the Clover. Love it. 2 6s in this row right here, this diagonal. The Clover is like a 4-leaf clover, and it's just a card of luck. So I do feel there's a lot of luck coming in for you here. You have the Lily. This is the King of Spades. For those of you looking for love, the Lily can represent a very mature type of person coming in for you. So if you're looking for love, again, it could be someone who's very mature, wise, someone who comes with gifts. And you have the Jack of Hearts in your bottom row here. This is called the Heart. So there is clearly love coming in for those of you who are looking for it. If you're not looking for love, I feel like I said this to you in one of your last readings. It's almost like you are moving towards your heart. Look, you have this big old heart here on this great big love card here, Aquarius. The Sun, the Sun to the road here, the Six of Clubs to the heart, the Jack of Hearts. It's like you're moving. Again, if you're not looking for love, even if you are, doesn't matter. I feel like all of you are kind of moving more towards heart-based, things here. So it's like if maybe you want to have a business, or maybe there's a place in your work where your heart belongs. Maybe your heart belongs to something in work or business. It's like that's what you're going to be working on here. Really good reading. And I feel like some of you could be moving as well. I do get a lot of luck coming up for you here. But again, the funny thing is that it's in the same row as the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles would be preparation. I mean, there are a lot of people who say that luck is just being prepared, right? Or is just preparation. So I would, prepare yourself for luck. But this looks very good, Aquarius. I like this. To me, this is a positive change. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. And definitely enjoy your week.